This is where we are right now. This is where we are in time. We are at the split gateway, 424, 68, 86, 68, and 86 equals to a total of 154. Mars on the delta angle. It is either 19, it is 64, it is 20, and 10. It is location. When we put location of where we are, we're having trouble streaming. Okay, we're going to just take this note here and view on YouTube. So I'm live. I can't go there. I can go on Twitter. Never really go on Twitter. I've heard good things. People talk about it. Never really go on it. If you don't know why this is 411-4, if you don't know what 11 is, for many people, 11 is part of the Fibonacci. You are, like number 4, you are in the split house. What can you do with 4 by 4? What can you do with a 4 by 4? With a 4 by 4 is 16. That means in the center of the 4 by 4, you will have an 8. Anyways, let me just do that calculation and go back. I got to go back over here. I have to do that calculation. Hold on a second. I said something. I need to prove it to myself. 4 by 4. Let me just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there you go. But this, let me show you something with this. Every equation, every design, no matter how it comes out, right? It's got to tell a story. It's got to tell a scientific story, because if it came out to something. So I like to base everything. And look at that. Imagine in years ago, like we have sage, we're burning sage, but imagine if they were burning hemp. What if they were burning hemp? You know, what if they were burning hemp like that? Like you see all those things at Cheech Chong and doing this. You think they're joking? Do you think we're the first people on this planet? How long ago before anybody can really read? How many people were on this planet? And how many can read? Go back and read the stories of history. They're not all true, but just read all the possibilities, because the possibilities is the science of the truth. The science of the truth is the possibility. The why and why not of something and what is. The what is, or the result of the why and why not, is what it is because of the balance. And I know because I know. And do I have to explain to you why I know and then indoctrinate myself? I would indoctrinate myself because I would try to explain to you how come I know something. I would indoctrinate myself to think in a certain way. I rather say I know because I know. Now, if it was a situation, okay, that we needed to stand in front of a judge and prove the point. So this is where trust and aggravation comes in. An argument is an uncompromised discussion without even being able to talk without a remark saying, you always say that. You always this, you always that. The question is, those who agree and those who disagree has a possibility that they cannot see that dimension of what the alter ego is seeing. Now, are they overlooking and creating a possibility that is impossible? The impossibility of something is when you are coming from down and you are going up, you are not going down, but where you are coming from. like the come-out rule. If it's the come-out rule, there is no point. If there is no point, there is no cube, because the cube runs with the points. The cube gets names. The cube is played in different games. What did the kids say? What did the kids say about the single cube? What did the children say? This is where the answers are. Pay attention to the children. What do they say when they see one of these? Don't give them anything too small. You don't want them to swallow it. So that's one dimension of understanding in size. And most of the things that were projected over time during the time of my birth was the button. It's always the button. So now I'd have to think about the butt and a ton. I have to think about something that's 2,000. Why 2,000? Because 2,000 is a ton, a metric ton. So, oh my God, I got to think of an imperial ton and a metric ton. Because if God was building, he's a builder. He's always building. He's getting everybody to build these statues for him. But did Simon say, build a statue for me? Who is Simon? Was it, you see, you can play with words. The semen that created Simon. Simon is 51 and 13, because this, right, Psi and man, this is one part of Simon. So you have to be 13 to become man, but man is number 28. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. I can use both equations, or I can do SIMON for Simon. And there was something else, Rotas Sator. I can't get away from that. It came up again today, Rotas Sator. It's just uncanny how that comes up. So we're going to finish with this. So you have Simon says, but for me, it's Simon says. This means 16 in French. This is 51. This is the moon. Hey, man, this is the moon. Area 51 or 51. You see, in this 51, we only get to close the gate. I've been doing it differently before. And the only reason I closed the gate is because when I'm a builder, I can't cut the piece of wood like in the middle, because my measuring line is here, and my measuring line is here, and my measuring line is here. So, and I'm a builder because I have to follow the rules. I got to follow the rules. The rules. Does anybody know what the rules are? Yeah. We got to follow Jesus. We got to follow Moses. We got to follow Allah. We got to know what they did. Their jobs. Through their jobs, their numbers. Like Allah. You know, Allah. Here's Allah. This is 1, 12, 12, 1. A-L-L-A. 13, 31. 13, 31, 13 equals 57 moon. Plus 30, plus, okay, now you do it again. Plus 31 equals 88. Now you have purple. You ignited purple. You ignited the gateway between, on the ring, 16 and 8. You created area. Just let me explain. 64 and 16 equals 280. You have passed gate 66. The reason for this is 8 on a QBONIC world is 6. 8 on a QBONIC world is 6. And I can't give you the answer because the answer is here in the cube.
That's where the answers are. Your answers are in the numbers that are created by our scientists. Even if they lie, it doesn't matter, because you can't get away from some perfection that recalibrates and positions where the truth is. You just shift them. It doesn't matter what it lands on, because I want to know all the possibilities. And then I'm going to think about the odds and how much they take away, and all the mathematics involved in every single roll before I even roll. There's only 3 sides. There are 3 sides down and 3 sides up. There's points on this cube. I don't want to talk about that right now. That's the heart. There's like a cube in the heart like that. And then there's all those other cubes. Don't know how it works. So where are we? So we have Allah over here. Now, the 4 and 4, the 5 and 3, the 2 and the 6 are all 8s. 8, 8, 8. Can we get another 8? No, we can't. So it stops. Everything stops because we can't get any more 8s. 1 and 7 equals to 8. So what is it? What is 1? 1 goes through the hole, all the way through the 7th gate and into the heaven. Or 7, okay? 7 and 1, because I'm not going to answer this. I'm just going to do this for 1 second, and I don't really know if I have the answer right now sometimes. We have to look at this. I'm going to get something to drink. I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, just give me a minute. I'm looking for my mother's. Okay, I'm just looking for my mother's. I have to write her. You know what? I don't really speak to her much or at all, or really very little. I'm going to write her happy 14th. And then I'm going to, where can I get a card? Just let me go. I have to get a card. Okay. Valentine's mom parent card. I just thought of it now. Don't speak to them much. Just want to know what it is what it is. Today is today. And it's the hearts that keep us alive when we're young. It's the hearts that pump everything all the time. Does anybody know what a heart is? At the end of life, it's 2 canes. It's what brought 2 together. 2 hearts is 88. Do you not know? The heart. Just give me a second. Yeah, so I wanted you to just keep looking at that. Then you can look at it that way. Okay. Well, I didn't like that card too much. It was not good. With you as my parents, I know what it means. Love unconditionally and without limits. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh, that's cute. Copy image. Okay, I'm going to just send that. Just give me a minute. Well, not here, obviously. I don't like that one. I'm going to put it here. Paste. In line. With you as my parents, I know what it means to love unconditionally and without limits. Happy Valentine's Day. I think that's pretty cute. I'm going to send it. Okay, I did it. I absolutely did it. Okay, and now I'm going to bring me back.
Hold on a second. Wow. Okay. Okay. You know what? I definitely would make it so much easier in my life if we bought this building and I had two of the most important people in my life would be the cameraman and an aide, like a vice Mr. Tackpans, like a vice president, you know? Because this is not easy to, I don't know if I want to say it. I have to say it because sometimes, I don't know, sometimes when you express yourself, you don't have to say it, you know? Which is more humble, which is more egotistical. I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me because I freaking love it. It's not my fault I can't stop. I don't want to stop. I could stop. But why would I stop? Why would I stop? Why would I stop? What am I stopping at? I didn't get to the end goal. Why would you stop? I didn't lose any more hair over it. I didn't have any when I started. So we talked about Allah. We talked about Simon Says. So I'm actually going to write out the numerology because the S and I can be used as a V and a 1. So that's talking right away about Mars. The S looks like a 5. The I looks like a 1. And in the Roman numerals, when they put those two together, it could be L. It could be L and I, which is equals to 21, which is U. So the combination of what 51 would look like in Roman numerals, okay, gives you the L for Roman numeral 50. And the I is, I use the I in the Roman numerals. I don't use the A, okay? I do not use the A1 because when you look at it with a cover on the top and the bottom, it's an I. Can you say it's a T? But do you mostly put it on the top or the bottom? I think there's only one time you put it at the top when it's 10,000. That can be T. $500 times 20. Because I'm thinking Roman numerals right now. So should we get back to Allah? So once you multiply 11 times 11 times 11 equaling 1331, now you have an equation. You have 4 numbers. What can you do with those 4 numbers? Should you instow them inside some kind of grid or just do it the way it is? I can create a grid for it, which is the same thing as the 9. You can create a 9 grid or you can create a 4 grid. First, you can create a 4 grid because it's 4 numbers and just keep moving them around in all combinations until you create all the possible combinations out of them and deduct the story that comes with it because of the numerical value that goes with the letter. And not only the letter, but when 1 and 2 come together, that will create both 3 and 2, B and C. B and C, like Warner Brothers creation, will create W because the 23rd letter is W. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 equals to 6 and 5, 11. W being the 23rd hour is 11 p.m. When you say 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 is 6 and 5, and we're back to 11 again. How goes the rotation of numbers? Like an auger. If you want to go out of this world, for me, really the only way out is a spiral way out. You know, one of the things for that is when I go to the bathroom and I think the pole is number 1, it's yellow. And when I pee, the 16th letter, which is a part of Simon Says, it does that. Okay, now I don't think that I am unique. So therefore, it is an equation. For something to be released, if it goes right out, it creates a suction. You see it all the time when you're emptying a bottle. It doesn't want to come all the way out all the time. It's blocked by an element that you sink in. Something is blocked by an element you sink in, so it's part of both matter that can carry energy, the oceans and the moon. What is H? So I was talking also area space 8 and 16. It just branches out. So let me see if I can just get back onto this. So here is Allah, 1331. Let me get this. 1331. Okay, let me just stop this here. I just want to do this, which is what this was. 13 plus 31 plus 13 equals to 57. So the next number here would be 31, and that would be 88. This would be Pegasus. Now, when this splits apart, it will create these two equations. This equation will turn into DC. The multiplication of 6 times 4, 6 plus 4 equals 24 and equals 10. And they have something in common, these two, something very much in common. What they have in common is they both relate to an X, even though this is the J letter. It has a reference to an X. It also has a reference to a black eye. Because when you go bowling and you knock down all 10 pins, you get a strike. They also mark it in this way. It's valued at 10, and the word 10 equals to number 39. 13, 13, 13 equals to 39. 9, 4, 8, 5, 7, and 6. They all create 13. Are there any other 13s? No, there are equations. The equation to create the individual numbers is 11 and 14. So the 11 and 14, the 11th and the 14th letter is right here. I like to just say it's part of the nav. It's one of the reasons these two come together. These two will create number 25, and it's also noted to be the word Jack. This will connect to number 17 as 7 and 10. So what you have to understand here, see what 7 and 1? This is 1 on the other side. This is where 1 went right through onto the other side through the 9 birth. Everything stops on 7. Here is number 7. Here is number 9. 7, 9. Here and here is what? Well, we have 9 over here, so we're going to just flip that over. What do you think we're going to get? Right? What do you think we're going to get? That's right. We're going to get a 5. You know that? And even if we go and we do that and we flip that over, we're going to get 41. 41. So we're going to get a 41 and a 56. No. That's funny. 56 creates 41. We're going to get a 41 and a 36, and then we're going to get a 23 and a 45. Do you know what this says? Love. This one
is DNA. This one is before the Christ, number 23. So it'll be 11, 23, 65, 41, 54, 20, and 9. So that is your base creation. What is this over here? If you take a close look, 20 and 9. It goes with who we are. IT. But we are man. Man from Mars. So I don't want to use it, but you can also say Mars and Earth. Mars and Earth. M and E. If you want to put it out, TIME. The birth to the four worlds, of E. E-I-E-I-O. We are born into that world. Y-E. It is the passage. Passage of Jupiter. Why, oh, why am I missing what I'm missing? What am I looking for? Oh, I have this. Where did I get that? Oh my God, I'm losing my face. Hold on a second. My calculator. Oh, right, here it is. Here it is. Okay, I just want to see. Now I'm off circuit now. I'm off circuit. Let me see where I was. So yeah, so you understood this flow, right? 11 is going to create 12, is going to create 23, is going to create 65, is going to create 41, it's going to create 54. This is going to be a pole. It is a pole, okay? It is a pole because it cannot change its position. This one, okay, is not a pole. This one is a ring. This is a ring. This is a pole. This is a ring. This is a ring. Hold on a second. No, yes, it's a ring. It's a ring. This is a ring. So why are they rings? Because when I multiplied them, 1 times 1, 1 plus 1, it equaled to 1 and 2. I could have put the equation either way. So therefore, there are 2 ways I can put this. Since there are 2 ways, there are 2 opposites around where there is only 1 opposite. There are only 3 opposites on this. This dice is 1/3. There are 26 plus 1 area space. That 1 area space is noted to be DC. It is also, okay, it is also C and E. C and E. Any craps, because it is dead center. DC, dead center. Like center ice. And the reason for that, I'm going to help you, because to get to the center of this dice using 4 and 3, the halfway point would be 3.5. Now, the 5 is opposite of the 2. If I wanted to get to that 3.5 dead center, I would have to add like this. I would have to go 1 plus 2.5, 6 minus 2.5, 2 plus 1.5, 5 minus 1.5, 3 plus 0.5, 4 minus 0.5, 1 divided by 3 equals to 333. 4 divided by 3 equals 1.333. 7 divided by 3 equals 2.333. 2 divided by 3 equals 2.666. 5 divided by 3 equals to 1.666. And 8 divided by 3 equals to 2.666. These are halves. These are thirds. That will go in the center of that. 0.5 fits in the center of where 6 is more, 3 is less. It is 1.66 away. 1.666 away. So I will go M 1000, D 500. I will go C, okay, 100. DC. I will go L 50. I will go, whoop, sorry about that. I will go X 10, V 5, and I 1. When you look at it, it'll be 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1. 74 and 77 equals 151. Energy and matter. 65, 65, 41, 41. The reason for that, it's going to be 30 and 11 and 30 and 11. Now, the other thing with this is I have to inverse these. I have to play with them. There's more equations in here. But in reality, this will equal to, could equal to 13 or 31. I'm going to do one of them for you. If I put 56 over 56, which is telling me about 33. The reason for that is THREE, 28, 18, and 10, 46, 56. It's also telling about 22. It's telling me about Mars. Mars is number 22. You can pass right through. Mars is number 22, and it's the Area 51. Mars number 22. So Mars gets, for me, I'm just trying to think whether Mars gets, this is Earth and this is Mars. Actually, that part is the passing point. That is the 3.5 center passing point. Here equals 3.5. Here equals 3.5. Here equals 3.5. Here equals 5. Here equals 3.5. Here equals 3.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equals to 6 times 3.5 equals to 21. But we're going to go 5 times 3.5. I'm going to explain to you why, which equals to 17.5. The reason I do this, okay, is because we cannot possibly have the one here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and have the one here. This is a 180-degree move to flip to this side to start with. This is a 180-degree move. If I move 90 and 90 and 90 and 90, 90, 90, here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, and I move here, it's 4. That equals to 360. So if I go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, okay, and I go from here to here 1, here to here 2, here to here 3, here to here 4, and that's 360 degrees. I'm going to explain to you why. Because a 90-degree angle is right here on the cube. So the minute I turned it, I went 90 degrees. And then I turned it again, I went 90 degrees. And I turned it again, I went 90 degrees. So when I go 4 times 90 degrees, I equal to my 360 degrees. I must stop. Now my next one, I'm going to look at it one of two ways. My next move will be on a new cycle of 90 degrees. So that 6 will be at 450 degrees. And this is a passage. This one over here. When we get to the 5th cycle, we are now in a passage I. The reason I'm saying this is because number 45 equals to the word fox. Fox is 666. It's telling us about love of the sexes. Love of the sexes. It also explains, let me see it again. Yes, it also explains, I'm not sure, I can do this 2 ways. This is on Earth, And then there's, hold on a second. There's this over here. This is the small way that I did it. So what you're doing is O equals 2, 4, 6, 8, and X equals 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So now we know O equals to 20, and now X equals to 25. So X is now going to equal to Earth. So what we have, X equals Y. So if you have the X and Y chromosomes, it's coming from this simple little design. And it's not my design. It's not my design. Let me shut up my phone. I want to show you the design. And people, thousands and thousands of people have witnessed this design. I just want to get, so let me set my my piece up over here. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm going to get my weight. And try and see if I can show you the what's going on. Let's see if I can show you what's going on. Have you ever seen this before? Is there anybody here? I'm going to get something to drink. Give me a second, please. Yeah, I just want to check something before I start speaking again. Be nice to have a little ambiance. I don't want anybody to be bored. So the dead center of the cube is 3.5, right? That's the fine line. If you were a excavationist and you took out your scope, you'd be able to see that fine line, right? But when you start to drill through 3.5 for 360 degrees, okay, for 360 degrees around that dead center, okay, is 1 times 3, 1 times 4, 1 times 8. Yeah, I'm just writing something down that I want to show, and I need to shut my phone because it's bothering me. Okay, just give me a minute. So you have to. I'm going to show you this. I just can't believe it. You know, I'm looking for something to show you, and I just can't find it. This is not funny. This is absolutely not funny. Okay. I found it. Okay. You got to look at this if you can see this. Can you see this? I guess you can't. Let me. Come on in. Come on. You know, I used to drive truck, eh? So I used to drive truck, right? And I used to haul the reefer. So let me show you this. You see, the dead center is 3.5, right? So you are all of the dead center. You are the coin or the cube, right? Remember they say the coins in Hebrew, they don't have to come in. They're the coin dead center, right? Whatever it is in your chakra, I don't know. It might be all the chakras, okay? We have to have 8 because the earth numeric value through the gateway is 10 and 7. 2 times 5, 2 plus 5 equals to 17. This calculation at 20, or the letter T, is the same evaluation as the letter G. So when you're looking at the these designs, anyways, you know, those mason jars, you know. So their whatever their codes are is because 11 11 11 is 33. It is the pig. It is Earth's key. Okay, through a hole in and a hole out. So if we did this one with 4 and 5, we'd be talking about the sun. So now that's a creation alpha beta. This one here, the creation of 88, is where, if I can remember correctly, was the continuation of where 13 is. We created 13 from 16. 16 created on the second level, right? The standard level. I just want to say something. Whichever equation you choose, I like to explain the equations and why I choose them, why I think they're important. I think they're all important, but this one is a major one. This is where we get the first, second, and third. There are 3 of those. There are 3 of them, first, second, and third. And it happens 7 times. 7 and 9 are so funny. They're not the same as anything else. Neither is 8, but we're going to go with 7 and 9. They're not the same as anything else. And we do know that 8 comes from 11, 11, 11, which is Allah, right out of the cube. So the center of this cube, although it is 3.5, we move out half. We move out whatever that half is, the 3.5, we become 3. 3 this way and 3 this way. We come in 3 from the sides. That's what we come in, 3. Sorry, I didn't say that right. We come in, when we meet at the center, we're meeting we didn't pass through any other gates. We went right to meet each other. 3 and 4 is right to meet each other. And if you take a look, okay, the 3 and the 4 is 0.5. There's nothing in between. Anything that's 0.5 is less. This is only 1.5 times. This is only twice the value and a half. Funny how the 0.5 becomes a half instead of 2.5 times 2. There are passages to go. Here, I'm right there. There's not a hole. What is 1? 1 splits everything. So where did they meet? They met at the split. 3 has the passage in it. They meet at the split. That's where this meets, at the split. That split is 0.5 away from the area they started. No interference. You can also look at it as saying 5 and 5 is 10. Even though it's 0.5, big deal. You can still state the equation. It's 10. I don't care if you go 0.5 and 0.5 is 1. There's 2 of them. It's 10. 2 numbers. The equation, 3 numbers, isn't that the two-way equation? You remember the pole in the ring I was just talking about? When you can do it 2 ways, right? The dice cube has this side this way and this way. There's only 1 time this way. And when it's this way, it's 1 and 1 because one side is on its ass. So when you move away from the center, think of the cube that has 3 opposites. That center, okay, is a division of 3. 3 is the C. So the core of this cube is capped by 3 parts. The ring is capped by 4 parts. and 1 part, where 4 parts are separating 1 part and 1 part. 4, 1, 1, 4. Now this, okay, what happened is what this ignited in me, okay, was to say, oh my God, Grover, what is he dividing? 11 is creation, 44 is area space. Creating the 68, the house planet. The house planet is a representation of DC because you have 2 dice. Cut it in half. What is 86 is 43. What is 68? What is 68 is 34. Hot and cold water. The color of hot is red. The color of cold is blue. Which pill do you want? A little of the red, a little of the blue. You want to mix them up? You'll get a little purple. Purple is 88. Allah. That's how we created the gate. Through Allah, and then we added on another 31. What is 31? 31 is the cube. 7 times 3, 7 plus 3. 21, the cube, and 10. A, B, C, D, the minion. Dominion. What does it mean, dominion? But when you have an I and an O in the letter, you have the 15th letter and the 9th letter. The 15th letter is OI. And that's actually 10. So I forget what the situation is with that, but there is a situation, and it is real. You tell me something that I haven't said that we haven't seen before. Not only that, that Grover Cleveland, being the 22nd and the 24th president of the United States, so it told me, and I watched it, and they said the election was, yep, back then. And then he came back in to win as the 24th president. Now, 22 is ape, and 24 is the dividing gate. 11, who's coming through the gate, who was it? Benjamin Harrison? Who was that? What is the initials? Because if it's B, who was the 23rd president?
Hello, Moto.
Who was the 23rd president? Hey, listen, I'm doing a video now, so I can't really talk, so I'm live online, so you can say what you want to me. I'm not sure if they can hear it. How big? I don't know, about $45. Yeah. Price of gas is out of the roof. Yeah. Don't worry, it's all coming down. It's all coming down. Benjamin Harrison, that's what it is. Okay. 23rd president of the United States. Doing a little homework. Okay, yeah. So I'm live, so I'm not going to stay on the phone. If you want, I'll call you back later. Okay, ciao. So we have Benjamin Harrison. Ben, Big Ben jamming. He's jamming. Min for minimum. Ben minimum. Hold on. The birth of Jah. Ben. Ben means the son of, because when they call me up to the Torah, they say the son of Ben something. And Jah, the Ben Jah, the minimum. I'm just M and I, M-I and M. Anyways, the thing about that is B and H is 2 and 8. So that would be the cycle of Pluto. And I'm saying it's the cycle of Pluto because of first, second, and third, right? I need to run everything by 3 before the full cycle is completed, or they did something to the cycle. I don't know what they did, or they extended the cycle by adding on another third. And they created 4 thirds. They created 4 thirds. Can you do that? Can you create 4 thirds? That would be 1, and wouldn't that be 1 1/3? 1.33. That means 1.33 is over here. So when they did that, they added DC 27. They added on a B gate. They added on a B gate. this is inside of both of these, or is it an individual? When we talk about one, I'm just trying to think what I was gonna say. Anyways, yes, the 147, where it's also used is there are 7 months of 31 days. 3, 1, 3, 7. 3, 1, 4, 1 is 1. 3 is not alone. So there's 4 months of 30 days, and it is this month. This is the month. This is the month of divided by 3, the 3 little pigs. So anyways, this is the pole because it's singularity. This is 2 times this. So it is the ring for the 2 ways that you can pass through the ring of this cube. So if the ring of this cube was 3 parts, it would be not. Would it be not 888 if it was 3 parts? Let me think. We have 360 degrees. What will create 360 degrees when the cubic value added up 1 through 9 equals to 45? 8 times 45, is that not 360? 8 times 40 equals 320, and 8 times 5, yes, that's 360 degrees. That's 360 degrees. Why 8? The 4 corners on the outside, the 4 corners. Why was it 8? I forget. Well, maybe I'm slowing down in my 52nd minute. There's too many stories going on. There's just too many stories. And 80 by 40 times 5. I definitely need something to drink. I'm going to try and come back with what I was getting to with 666. I'm going to explain what I'm getting to with that, because I just saw something. We were talking about matter and energy and Mars and why I went to these numbers. I'm going to explain it. Give me 2 minutes. I'm running to the kitchen. And then I'm going to, if you want to see the floor, just ask. Let me see, is there a question here somewhere? Oh, yeah, I see the big questions. Okay, okay. Okay. I hope I didn't lose my my thought. So yes. So what I wanted to show you in this is these are Roman numerals. Here is what the singular digit value is. And in each one of them here, you will have a difference of 2, 3, and 4. And here you will have a difference of 3 and 4 and 0, 0, 0. And here you will have 4, 3, 2, and 0, and 0. And here you will have 2, 3, 4, and 0.
And here you're going to have 4, 3, 2, and 0. And here you're going to have 2, 3, 4. And here you're going to have 4, 3, 2. And where do I get this from? Well, there's no zeros here, and there's no zeros here. And there's no, oh, there's a 0 there, there's a 0 there, there's a 0 there. So where do I get this? Well, when I'm moving from this number to this number, from 1 over to 5, in between is 2, 3, 4. So 6 on the outside, 9 on the inside. Then 5 and 1, 6 on the outside. Remember, we couldn't move more than 3 areas at a time. It's always 3. The fourth one, you take a walk, you go to first base. You go to first base on 4. Now you go to second base on 44. Now you go to third base on 444. So on 444 times 4 equals 1776. I don't know if it should have worked out that way, but the counter, just to tell you there's so many things going on, because 3 times 3 times 3 equals to times 3. Look, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. That equals to 81. So you have 333 times 3 is 999. 999. Who is this planet of threes of 3? Why would it be done this way? Because there's many other ways to do it. It's a question. And the reason for that is I don't know where I can explain how 4 brings everything back into position. Just 1 second, please. Okay. Where am I? I got 3 likes, never anybody watching. Okay, let me see. Okay, be quiet. Okay. Yeah, so this is, so when, if I want to add these up, right? So in the first row, get that right? I have 6. And then in the second row, 3, 6, 7, 8, 12. I got 12. Just going to mark 12. In the third row, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. I got 14. And then the next row, I got 4, 6, 9, 13. And the next row, I got 4, 3. Next row, I got 4, 3. It's 4, 3, 7. And the next row, I got 2. So I got 2, 7, 4, 5, 3, 6. 2, 7, 4, 5, 3, 6. I'm just trying to see what it says to me. At the gateway of man and the sun in the E world. What if I just put 6, 7, 8, 8 and 4? 8 and 4, like all the ways to get it. 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 16, 18. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. 6, 7, 8, and 4 is 12, 13, 14, 18. Equals to 54, the sun, or 999. The total amount is 1666, and now it inverts to 999. At the same time, this and this, 4433. 4433. So the value of the house of 3, 6, or 44, 6. You see how ironic it is? The 13th letter, 1 plus 3. equals 4, the fourth letter. So this one over here is the 12th letter. 1 plus 2 equals to 3. So this equals to 1500, and this equals to 150. So if they're the opposite of each other, right? If this is 150 and this is 1500, where would be the middle? Would the middle be 1350 divided by 2. 1350 divided by 2 equals 675. 675 times 2 equals plus 150. Exactly. I think you get 1500 in Monopoly also. So this is the moon cycle, the 6-day moon cycle. We rest on one day. We rest on one day. There's 21 dots to a cube. The chicken or the hen, okay, the hen lays 6 eggs 1 day off. So it'll lay 6, 1, okay. The one is no eggs. And then it'll go 6, 1, and then it'll go 6, 1. And then the cube is done. 21. 21. 6, 6, 6. 18 and 3. And that's the cycle of creation of the cube. To make that 3, it's 1 times 1. 1 plus 1 equals to 1 equals to 2. 2 plus 1 equals to 3. I'm not going to do the multiplication because the multiplication gets done in a single box. The addition does not. Now, if I shift the book, this now becomes the addition. And now where do I get my multiplication? I get my multiplication this way. So then I'm standing with my legs apart and holding up to one side someone on the cross, in which then I would end up doing it if I made another X, like above is below, someone on the other side. And then my design would put this right through it. And this would be the pull to both sides. I mean, just like, I just want to just get off the subject a little bit. This is the letter D. And this is the letter C. D and C. Now I have to keep flipping them over. And if I did flip this over, right? Let me see, 1, 2, 3. Let me see, did I do that right? Right, we got a spaceship right over here. And you're right, we didn't show you the bottom of the spaceship. I mean, your face is not like your butt, right? Your face is not like your butt. But if I did flip the whole thing over, this is what we'd be looking at. This would be AA. Like, is that 1111? Right? 1111. So we also have our hex representing 6. And the aces are representing 1. And so do the polarities on this dice, 1 and 6. And also your D and your C is the smallest polarity, living within the realms of 1 and 6. On the cube, there's more corridors in 1 and 6 than there are in 3 and 4. The split corridor inside of here is at 3.5. But when you drill a hole, okay, when you drill a hole, when you bore a hole, okay, meaning that if they, in order to do that, you had to penetrate this. So they opened it up and they put it inside and they closed it, as this comes in pieces. That is mentioned in Rubik's Cube. In Rubik's Cube, there are 26 pieces. And then there's the one spindle with 6 colors. Rotate 4
ring. And then they rotate. I'm just going to think of this four side ring. Four side ring to North Pole. The two North Pole. Or you can also look at it as the way it spins. It spins 3 times 3, 6, 9, 3 times 12 numbers equals 36. But it's not really 12 numbers, right? It's just areas because there's only 26 pieces, but there are 6 sides. And there are 9 colors. There are 9 colors. There are 6 sides. That means there are 54 colors. 6 colors, 3 opposite 3. Now, the 3 opposite 3 is an earth thing. But what happens is I was going to show you that design here. Hold on a second. Let me open the light again. Can we see that? Let me see if I can move this table just a little bit. Let me see if I can get that. Oh, wait 1 second. It's moving. So the only thing I want to say is when I did this, okay, I'm not an artist. I was just following instructions, okay, just following instructions. It's very simple. Okay. Can I show you a basic one? Maybe I'll show you a basic one. Show you how. Let me see if I can just back this up and just show you this basic one right here. Let me see if I can turn the camera straighter. Too much light, right? Okay. Is that too dark? Maybe if the light was further away. Okay. So X, X, X. So now we can go bowling. X, X, X. There's another X over here, but I just put a jig-jag in it. Okay. So there's 3 X's over here. With this X, you will create, with these 2 X's, with these 2 areas, this area down here is 36 areas, area spaces. There is another 36 over here and another 36 over here. It looks dark. Is it dark or no? That's okay. I'm going to bring the light a little bit closer. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. So there's going to be some other designs that come out of this. But anyways, we're not getting into that. So now we can see X and 1. Now we can see upside down a Y. So I have X and Y coming together, the 24th and the 25th letter. Now the thing about the 24th and the 25th letter is almost like, how can I explain this? It's almost like A and B. You know, the beginning, it's A and B. So X and Y would be, the beginning is X. There's a division, okay? Or the before the end and a new beginning. What happens is C and D are polarities. They are the smallest gap, okay? So I want to follow the same rule in this. The 23rd and the 24th, that's a small gap. I may be able to look at the letter and see something different, but it's still the smallest gap. But the polarity of those two, the W, is the C and the D. So it's the same gap, obviously. So since there's a polarity and they flip over,
right? 180 degrees. So does W and X. They flip over. So W and X flip over. And W is the 23rd letter, and X is the 24th letter, equaling to 47. And that is time. Born in time, AD. So anyways, so once you get to X, we should use the prior one just before it, or the two before it. So it would be Z, Y, X. X, Y, Z is like saying A, B, C. Well, yeah, that's what it is, X, Y, Z. You see, number 9, is not last. Number 9 is actually 1 coming from the beginning and going all the way to the end. The same way with the dice cube. The dice cube, okay, has number 6. So where does that 7 come from? Because the 1 goes from one side and comes out the other end, right? It cannot be. It's coming in 1, right? You can see the door. It says door number 1. I'm coming in. And I'm going out number 6. So that means I'm going to number 7. Just like the Twin Towers, they went onto the roof. It was the 111th floor. So anyways, in this design right here, the cube is going to come out. You need these 3. In order to create these 3, you get to entrap this one. When you entrap this one, you create an area space here. In order to go from here to here, it's a straight line. So automatically, you're going to have a hexagon here. Going this way, you're going to get a cube here. You're going to get a cube here. And let me see. So hold on a second. Let me see. Yeah. So let me see. Hold on a second. You're going to get a cube here. You're going to get a cube here. You're going to get a cube here. And you're going to get a 4th cube over here. In fact, you're going to get 1, 2. Can I run this in that way? Anyways, I'm just thinking about that way. But anyways, let me see what these are. Yes. Oh, okay. You see this area? I've never done this before. 2, 4, 6, 8. These numbers are 15, 17, 20, 15, 17, 15. Well, let's go. 15 and 15 is 30. 17 and 17 is 34. So that's 64. This half is 64. 20 and 20, 84 Pluto, 104 communication. This one over here is 24 and 24, 48, 152, 512, 125, 5 times 5 times 5, Earth and Mars communication, 2468, the heavens of Earth and Mars. What goes over here? What goes here? Well, over here and over here, I didn't count, right? Should I start counting what's here also? Do you want to know what's here? This is 18 and 21 and 18 and 21. So you remember I explained before that we had to stop on number 18 or 17.5. So that 17.5 would be in between the 2 area spaces here. That's why it's a 0.5. 0.5 is in an area voided space between 2. When we entrap an area space, I want to look at it that way. This can explain something about the deck of cards. Now, the only thing about this is in roulette, they should be wider apart, and I didn't do it that way. So I'm gonna continue on. So we're gonna create a cube here, 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 and here. So we have 84. That is your Pluto cycle. They will have 3 moons in this cycle. Now my question is, as we did this way, we're now going to take the same area and now we're going to go this way. That's 2 cycles. Then at this, then we're going to go here. We're going to go this way. So this is into the 4th one here. Now I got to go 1 more into this one over here.
And then we're going to go like this. 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to see where you're here. 4. And then here, I have one over here. You see it? 5. So there were 5 of them. And for 5 of them, I'm going to need 36, 36, 36, 36, 36, 36, 108, 144 for 4 of them, and then 72. Did I do them all? Let me see. 1 circle, 2 circles, one circle to here, 2 circles, 3 circles, 4 circles, 5 circles. 5 circles will create 5 circles, and to here it is 6 circles, and to here it would be 7 circles. So let's go on 6. What happens on 6? So on 6 times 36 is 216. On 6 cycles, we reach the cubic moon. On 6 cycles, 2160. Now, if we went through 7, 8, 9 times 36. Oh, we go to 10, 360 degrees if we went to 10 of them. So what's the rest of the story going on? Because apparently it's A, B, C, and then the cycle. So it's 108, and then boom, 1444, 1440. So we have 1440 here for one part of the cycle. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 8 for 2 parts of the cycle. And 3 parts of the cycle is 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 creates the cycle in the cycle. How can I explain it? The number 84, okay, number 84. In order to get to 84, you need 4 dice. Okay, you need 4 dice. When you create 84 4 dice, that means 84 adds up to 84 days, and that is 3 moons. There are 12 moons to the 336th day, to the 336th day. That is that moon we land on. So that is the 3 cycles of the 4 cubes. 4 cubes is 3. 4 cubes is 3. 4 cubes is 3. 4, 8, 12 cubes in order to create 12 cycles. In order to create 12 moons. How many did I say? 4 cubes creates 3. 4 cubes creates 3. 4 cubes creates 3. 4, 4, 4, 4. 16. Creating the day and the night. Those cubes, each one, 84, 84, 84, 84, will create the 336th day, representing the female, the woman. 1, 5, and 6. Mars light. Why do I say this? Why do I say it? Because 4 times 21 is 84. 84 days is 3 times 28. That means 3 would be, there's a moon for every 28. There are 3 moons for 84. It took 4 dice cubes to create it. Those are the mathematics. Always DC. When you meet in the center of 1, you are meeting at area 55 because it is dead center to one area. Noted that the dice is broken up into all 3s. You have to understand that the dice cube is broken up into 3s itself. In between every single number, okay, I'm just going to use a basic number, okay, right now. There are 3, 6, 9 dots on 3 levels in that cube. There are 27 dots possible inside that cube. And I'm not talking about the 54 on the outside. So it's 54 and 27 equaling to 81, equaling to Venus. And where does 81
come from. 9 times 9 equals to 81. How do we get 9 times 9? 1 times 4, 1 plus 4, 1441. Grover Cleveland holding the light on the pole. When you have two 4s together, it creates 8, becomes 181, becomes the heaven angels of Resh. Ra has come into the game, and I can show you on paper. If you ask, I will show you. If it doesn't work out, fantastic. I showed you nothing. I am wrong. I will feel terrible. But if I do not forget from the time I leave here to show you right now, so I don't forget. The single dot in area 5. Area 5, divided gates. Number 42, 5 and 9. The divided gates. They're the divided gates because it creates 6 and 8. They're dividing in DC 34 because the fine line is 5 and 5 away from each other, creating the numeric value of the center of where they are of 35. But we must somehow, inside of this, okay, well, there is a real spindle inside of this. There's a 6 spindle inside of it. So are we going to divide 54 divided by 6 equals to 9? Why would I say that? Because there's 54 dots on the outside, but really there's only 26. There's 26 cubes. There's 20 and 6. That is the association. TF. That's the association. T and F. It's a T Fox. The reverse of that would be G and U, like guru. Ra, okay, is the 8 void and the 1 dot. So you get 8, 1, 34, 49. The answer, there's going to be 2 answers. There's going to be a 13 and a 7, and that's the way the Mayan calendar works. It'll be equals to 91, which is the numeric value for the spirit. Obviously, we have to multiply it by 3 for 273. 3 times 91 for 3 suits, or we add one more 91 for the 364 moon, 13 cycles that it runs. The addition of these two at the same time, I don't want to forget that 9 and 4 equals to 13, carry the 1, equaling to 83. 83 will be the 8 void, and now it could be talking about 1 or 2 things. It could be talking about the 3 dot. It could be talking about 11. If it did talk about 11, it'd be talking about sweet 16, because the reverse cube void is 6 and 3 to what is 1 and 8. 3 times 27. The inside of the cube has 27 area spaces. Area spaces. It is 26 plus 1 spindle. The spindle is 6. The control of all ones, which is the heart of every single side and reversed, is all controlled to mainframe. So everything is built. There's one area on every single side of the cube. And no matter what you do, you're always going around the pole, the ring and the pole. Numerically, they both equal to 48. But let me look at something. Hold on a second. Let me look at something.
Okay. I'm going to get something to drink. I'm going to come back in a second. I hope I don't forget. I should. I should. Well, what happened? Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, just 1 second. Okay, okay, where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Let me see. I'm just checking where I am. Okay. Okay, so I'm watching a little bit here on Odyssey as well. Just trying to find out where I lost my page. Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So now let me get back to where I was about the cube. So we know the cube has a 6 spindle in the center, right? That 6 spindle will turn around this way. Let's call it the ring. But then it turns around this way, which is the north ring. First, it turns at the waist. Then it turns the east wing. You understand? The east-west ring. But it is the north. What would you call it going this way? Would you call this the vertical ring? The vertical north ring? And because there's 2 rings going that way. And there's only one going through the center. So the one going through the center to the 1 and 1 ring above and below. So you would have 1 ring over here, and then you'd have 2 rings. I lost my vision for a second. Just give me a second here. I'd have 1 ring and 2 rings. Yes, Rubik's Cube is going that way, and then Rubik's Cube can also 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not, well, let me just cut it off over here. So this is 4 and 4. So that'll, you see, and then we're going to go 2 and 2. So what I'm seeing over here right now, okay, is giving me a new equation, because there's one area here to CBA to CBA. And over here, it becomes BC and BC. So in order for this to spin, and in order for this to spin, so why is there more here than here? Hold on a second. Why did I do it like that? I have to think. 3, 1, 3. Why did I do this way?
Oh, I wanted it to meet in the center. I wanted it to meet in the center. And I wanted it to be 3. So maybe you're always starting off with one area. You're always starting off with this area, with D40. So you start off with D40, and then you go A10, B20, C30. And what happens if you get 3 strikes? The strike down here will be 30, and then you'll go up to 50, and then you go up to 60. As you have 30, then you have 50, and then you have 60. No more strikes. You're in the 10th frame, right? Wrong. In the 10th frame, you only get 1 mark. So in the 10th frame, all you can get is that. So we're going to call that a pull. But we're going to call it a pull over, I think, over 9. So you have 40 and you got 60. So you're asking what our time clock is all about. We end at 60 because we end at ABC, and the 40 we go around is the pull. So I also mentioned that time was lost. Lost time. I think I said we were running 18 equaling to 24. So what is that equation? 18 divided by 24 equals to 75. So we're only running 75% of time. You want to know what's ironic? Again, we're leading back to the moon. We're leading back to the female and the male prime of DC, the king and the queen. And then you can go royal or royalty, and we pay royalties. And in royalties, it is Ra, okay? But it is Ora. And Ora, they're always saying that in the army, and Ora is actually telling you about gold. It's talking about the female. Ora is a split house. It's a split house. Ra comes from right here. 1 and 8 that go around it. That is 18. In French, they call it 18. They do not say it for 16. They say something else about 16. Pluto is noted to be 84, so it can be either the 4, it can be either this one, Pluto, with 1 and 5, or it can be 1 and 4. 1 and 4 and 1 and 5. And what's funny about that is 1 and 4 and 1 and 5, and that's how you start pi. 1, 4, 1, 5, 29, 6 and 5. Just those 1, 4, and 5. 514 area code. 514 area code. One way or another, okay, the spindle is run up here. One way or another. Sorry, I shouldn't have put 6. This one had to be 4. The ring is in Quebec. The pole is in Quebec, sorry. Where do I get this from? When you divide 4 by 3, it's 1.33. Where do I get this from? This is the 3rd letter. When this is written bigger, it looks like a 3. This one over here, when you split it apart, it becomes 13. It tells me this story. It also tells me about 27. 27 and 9. It's a 9 face. The 27 small cubes inside. 9 by 27 equals to 3, equals to 6. 9 by 2 is 8, 243. The vibration inside the cube. Where do I get this from? I get this from explaining that there are 3 dots on the outside. The total of this cube is going to have 9 area spaces per. Since I see it's 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 all around, I will say there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the top row. Then there's 9 in the middle row, and then 9 on the bottom row. That's 27. Since there's 27 plus there's 21, that equals to 48. That is also explaining the ring area space. Not going to get into it. Area space of the cube inside the Venus gates. The T gates, 20 and 7. Beta gates, Bill Gates.
So Van der Gates, eights, right? The gates, all the eights, talking about all the eights. You know how to get 8, right? You can get 8 that way. You can get 8 that way. You can get 8 that way, and you can get 8 that way. And you can get 8 that way. I mean, you can eat chicken too, you know. But there's also a story in the QBONIC world that goes with every one of the 8s, except not this one over here. This one I'll explain myself is going to be Mars. The equation will equal to 8. 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 will equal to 4 and 4. This is our primary 80 area space. I spoke about Ra because there is one dot with 8 around, 1 and 8, the 18th letter, the first letter, and the 8th letter, Ra. The 27 that are in the inside, okay, is 3 times 9, 27. That would make a ton of rings, and it also explains all the 13s and Saturn. The angels are number 39. Saturn is 93. One is equal to 12. The other one is equal to 12 and 27. This is going to explain the E world of the B Gates red sun, the I birth, 2 and 7, 9, 2 and 7. They will also tell you, explain W, I, N, B, I, G, red. Win big red. That's what it says. WBR. You can put it out in a different order if you want. Right? So we had the center of DC, and again, we come up with DC over here, telling me about the division of the gates over here, telling me that the division of the gates is created by 11. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3, 6 and 5, 11. 1, 4, 1. 1, 4, 1. Again, 1, 4, 1. So what happens? We spoke about this earlier. So Grover Cleveland loses the election and comes back. And comes back on the other side of the divided gates of DC. Area 55, Freedom 55, pushing that Freedom 55. I don't know at what time that insurance company came out and started talking about it. And it's pushing that 55 because it is the area 55 where freedom comes, where 1 times 6, remember 16, you remember where we got 9 and 6, 15? The 6 sides of the cube to the 9 face, 9 and 6, 15, which is in rotation of each other, turning the cube. You turn 4 sides, you turn 4 sides, 4 sides, 4 sides, 4 sides. 3 times you got the cube. Then you can go backwards, but we're not going backwards. And you can do a different combinations. First you can go here, then you can go here, or first you can go here, and then you can go here. So there's combinations, but I just wanted to keep it basic right now. So you're spinning 4 spins around, and 4 spins around. So you spin around 12. So again, you're back to 12. So when you spun around 12, like each side, 4 sides at a time, you were spinning around 9 faces. On 4 sides, you were spinning around 36, 36, 36, 36, 144. Spun it once, spun it twice. You only spin it 3 times because when you spin it the 4th time, you come back to the area space you began at. So when you do it the 4th time, you're overlapping onto yourself, saying to yourself, you're only doing 18 hours in a day. That's what it seems to be losing because you're going over to the same day on the 4th one. Or you're relieving the first day that was once there and you're moving on. You're going on to a new cycle, showing that the 4th day is the new cycle and the first day is gone. So when you entrap staying up, if you stay awake after 96 hours, you will begin to lose of your connection with the planet as the cube connection has now been broken
The cube rolls 180 degrees on the fourth day. You separate. And also turning this cube around, 4 times from 1 to 2, from one side to this side is 1, to this side is 2, to this side is 3. I can only move it 4 times. I can't move it to number 6. If I did move it to number 6, I would be starting over in the next cycle.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I roll it here, 90. 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 Remember, it came into here from 90. Remember that. If it came in, it came from 90. So the minute you finish this 90, 180 went, because you're always starting from the center. Always starting from the center. So this 90 came into this and then went into here. So this is 90, 90, 180. You're always playing with half all the time. You play with half, and it takes 4 of them. So you're playing with quarters and halves. 11 and 14 here. 12 and 14. So A and B and A and D. I'm not going to get into that story right now. This creates your 360 degrees, but we have one more. When we flip over to the 6th side, it reverses back and it goes the other way. So you're going to be going A, B, C, D, E, and then you're going to be going F, G, H. Oh, no. Don't want to do it that way. And then you're going to be doing F, E, D, C, B. But we need always to have a pair, to have an in-between. And guess what? The E automatically goes in between A and B, because E goes in between all the letters. Every letter gets an E between it. Why? Because it's the halfway point. And when it's the halfway point, it's number 5. So it gets an E. So when does it get an EE? So the second thing about it, sometimes it gets a C. And the reason why it either gets a C or an E, it depends. Are you working with the 60 seconds of A, B, C? Or are you adding on D and counting the pole? Add 40. Now you're working with 100%. A, B, C, 60. 1, 10, 20, 30 equals to 60. Didn't we just do that? X, X, X equals to 60. At the same time, it also equals to 72. 6 times 12, 4 times 12, 2 times 12. I'm not really sure what the complete story in here. Here I know that this is the reverse. This is the half world. This is your DC. This is your gateway. I'm not going to do the mathematics right now with it. I can't do it all. If I get into it, I'm going to lose something else where I was. And I'm already losing it. So I was in between over here. 4 times 9 is 360. But there's 1,440 minutes in a day. So I need to do that 3 times. And then I have to do it one more time. 3 times will give me 4320. The reason I do this 3 times is because I did the first cycle 4 times. I did it 3 times. 3 times 360 equals 1,080. And then I added on the other one, the 4th, okay, equals to 1,440 minutes in a day. So that's primary day cycle. But now we have to go on to the 3-day cycle. So I do it 3 times, equals to this, and now we're into your vibration in 3 days. In the 4th day, you've turned everything over again. You've come to the other side. The first day goes away, and you continue the cycle, except when we count the cycle, 144.0, it equals to 5720, 5760. 5760, okay, is the one spirit, or it is the one passage. I don't know how to explain it exactly. It's high. It represents that over here. It also represents number 16. It represents the moon. It represents 5 and 6 actually represents who is 7. It's representing the whole cube. And I'm going to explain how it's representing the cube. First of all, it takes 1 and 6 to create this. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6. They are the reverse of each other. They both meet at the 3.5 zone, meet at the 3.5, meet at the 3.5, 7. They're both meeting halfway. You can take it for how you like. Number 57 is the moon. It is male and female. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2. Sorry, it's not male and female. It is woman and man. Woman is 66, man is 28, equals to 94 Uranus. Equals to 85. I'm just thinking of the other number. Equals to 85, equals to man. 9 and 4 is 13, equals to man. Equals to 13. 13, what happens to that? What happens to that is this might be a number equaling to 3 and 4, equaling to 12 and 7. 12 times 7 equals to 19, equals to 84. This is Pluto, and this is the DC spirit. This is man because I remember when they called me a man and I had to be 13. The word man is 28. When you multiply it, it equals to 364, and that's what the cycle of the moon is. It's not only the cycle of the moon and the gateway, but it's 7 times 13. That will explain 91, which is 1/4 of the gateway. Remember, 1 and 4 just came together. It doesn't matter which way, the gateway in the sun. The IT system, 20 and 9. The IT system of Mars and Earth, time. Mars and Earth, the IT system. Remember, this is 5D. 5 times 4, 2 times 10. The 4 corners, remember, there are 3. And there'll be 3 on this one, right? There'll be 3 and 3. But most of the time, if you had a 4 corner down, you will only have 2. You'll have the 5 and the 6, and you won't have any other. There'll be 2. So when there's 2, you know the 3 is the only one that can be up, because now there would be 3. So that can be the only one that's up. Or you can do it with the 5 and put the 5 down, and that can be the only one up. So that's just a story in its own. So now that we have 7 by 13, we also have, when you multiply it and you add it, right, we come up with these two situations. This doesn't move. 7 times nothing and 7 plus nothing equals to the equation. I multiply this by either by 1 and by 3. Sorry, yes, I'll multiply it by 1 and by 3. I jumped ahead of myself here. So I'm going to end up with 7 times 1 is going to be 7, and 7 times 3 is going to be 21. Right away, it's telling me about the pole and the entire cube. This is the entire cube. It's talking about the pole. It's talking about creation 11 of the pole of the cube. And this comes into the effect again. A, B, C, D equals to 10. E and F equals to 11. The total is 21. Now, although the cube can be seen this way, the cube can be seen this way. How? How can the cube be seen this way where 5 and 6 are on the side of each other? But we're just going to take it the way it is. 4 equaling to the ring, and 11 equaling to the pole. Because there's 2 and there's 2 sides, and there's 4 and there's 4 sides. I take the equation for what it is. And my 11 is EF. The equation here, 7 times this equation over here, that so this this is what happened over here. This was going to be equal to the 21, and this is going to be equal to the cube. This is going to be created by number 1. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 creates 2 and 1. And you do it again, and then it ends up to create 21 in itself. 21 and 10 equals to 31, and the numeric value for the cube, okay, for the cube is number 31. 11. Can I say 11 and 20? 11 and 20. That would be 31. 22. Mars. Mars cube. Everything keeps pointing to Mars cube. So what did we do here? What did we do here? We spoke about Rubik's Cube. We talked about the four sides. We talked about the way Rubik's Cube turns. I know I didn't get into everything. I know I may have missed things. Remember, this is 3. We were talking about it spinning before. Just give me a second. If I spun all of these on all 6 sides, what would I have? If I put this way, this way, this way, this way, it would be 6 times 14 around. And 6 times 7 pole equals to 42, equals to 6, equals to 84. The cat, Pluto, 9 and 5. I remember what we were talking about. So it was 4 cubes, 3 moons, 84 days. It was 12 cubes, 9 moons, 12 cubes, 9 moons, 3 times 84, 252 days. Because this is where DC steps in. QQ, 10 and 7, J and G. This is when the gateway shows up right over here in this equation. So the next one that comes in is, hey, Skinny Long. Wow, didn't know it was so long. You got a question for me? You're confused? I can help you out. Just talk to me. I'm right here, bro. I'm right here. Where was I with that? I don't want to lose my space. Right. So this is where DC comes in. So now we go to the next cycle of the 84 days. And so remember, we did 3 cycles here. The 4th one flips you over and joins everything. This will bring you to the 336th day, or the 12th moon, the ending of the 12th moon. This is the bat. This is the female bat IT. This is the bat MIT, born into the sun of 10, 10, 10, 3 worlds. M, Roman numerals 1000. M, the 13th letter, ACDC, born through the moon. Everything goes in cycles of 3, and the 4th one reconnects to the next level. The roulette table shows you the dozens at the time, because the Alpha Omega is the beginning of the end. It is the polarity of all understanding. So I can be wrong, don't forget. So when we get to this one over here, the equation that comes in over here is a question, because I could have added, when I got to the 252 days, I could have actually done this and went to the gateway. And then I could have did this, and I could have said, yes, to the gateway again. Now I got the gateway. And then I would go to this, and then I would have the gateway in the moon through the 9 lives of the cat of DC. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals 6 and 8. This is your DC passage of 55. Now this will create DC 24 and 35 equaling to 59. E and I. The E and I is 14 equals to 5. I'm not sure which way I can explain this. There's a lot of things going on. We have Pluto over here, and we have the gateway. We have 11. We have 10 and 11. The 10 and 11 come back together again, 21. That is your cube count. I'm just trying to think which other way I can use that 3468. I'm just going to leave it alone for now. We have 9 and 12. We have 11 and 10. So we have 21. AB is your basic creation. What was this? 6161? Oh, yes. This was the chicken that lays the egg. On the 7th day, the chicken doesn't lay the egg. Remember, I talked about only 18 hours in a day, okay, instead of 24. So we're running at 75%, and it's lost to the moon. And the moon is number 25, which is telling me about 17, the gateway, 10 and 7. 39 for 10, 65 for 7. Value of the word. The total is 104, and that's communication. It's also 95, which is Neptune, another way for communication. The planet Neptune. 45 is a passage, and 14 through the sun. It's an AD pass. It equals to 5 and 4, 4 and 5. It's a sun pass. It's a Fox sun pass. It's a 666 pass to headquarters. Eleven, 11. The opposite of this cube is all 11s. There are 3 of them. There are 33 and 13, 31. Allah in the cube, 1364. 1364. They are this is a mirror. This is a mirror on the cube. 8635. This is a mirror. Why is it a mirror? Because the 3 is opposite the 4. 3 is opposite the 4. The 6 is opposite the 1. 1, 6, 3, 4. So now we have 2 equations, 5 and 9. So I'm going to have to find a 3 and a 6. I have to find a 3 and a 6. Find a 3 and a 6. I must end up with a 4 and a 1. Look at that. Magical, eh? All on its own. I don't have to do too much. Does all the work for me. All I had to do is go out and look for it for 18 years. That's it. I'm going to take 2 seconds break. It'd be nice if somebody joins me, asks me something, because I'm not really sure sometimes if I really know anything at all because I'm not questioned. So if I can't answer a question, it means I don't know anything at all. And if I always answer my own questions, it doesn't mean anything more than the story I tell. What you believe is up to you, but it's nice to know. Gives me a little energy. I don't have to remember everything all the time, but I always do, but you can never forget. You have to go research what is not there, the void. Ask the questions, look. So the center is 3.5. When you go to the roulette wheel, and roulette, the odds are 35 to 1 chip. 35 to 1 chip. So you have a 1 chip and a 5 chip. So that if you have a 1 and a 5 chip, remember I said you can't go past 5, otherwise 6 starts the cycle all over again. And when 6 starts that cycle all over again, although 5, what 5 does is if you multiply something by 5, it'll cut it in half. So if you take 3 and 4, 7 together and you multiply it by 5, you'll end up with 3.5 and back to the center. But since you need area space of half and half, 55 to share to put the dot in the center, you're going to end up with, take off half an area. Let's say when you go through it, it's 1. So count it as 10. So you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have to stop. Can't go to 5, can't go to the center. And this side has to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's got to stop. Can't go anymore. But like I said, the last space that came into your space comes halfway into your space. You're only starting off at the center of your space. So when you're actually going 4 over, you're starting out in half of your space, so you're actually so you're actually going to 4.5 and really only leaving an area space of X.
Do you follow what I'm saying? Let me show you.
I'm just going to make it bigger than normal. So, how am I going to explain this? You see, you start from here, and you go. I'm going to use. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got to use. I only can split it up like that in 3 parts because the cube is split up in 3 parts, right? So we're starting over here in this first area. So we're going to end up over here. So when I move over to here, saying that the complete area is 1 distance, let's call it 10. So I move up 4 parts. So I move into position 4.5. And then here I move up to 4.5. And then there's 1 area space in between. But when you drill that hole in this center spot, okay, you are going to take up 2 because you're not going to count the center of this anymore. Because when you count the center of that, they overlap each other. They have to overlap each other. They overlap from one to the other. Did you know the distance between this number and this number was 6? And this number and this number was 6? But this number and this number is 3 and 3? Did you know that? Hold on a second. So when you go from this you go from this number to this number, these 2 numbers, okay, that's 3. When you go from this number to this number, did I do that right? Oh, sorry. When you go from this number to this number, okay, that's 3 and 3. When you go from this number to this number, okay, that's 3. So again, I would call it the pole and the ring. Anything with 2 is a ring. So when I go over like that, that will create the letter D. So I'm going to call D4, and I'm going to call it D4R, the ring. 2 areas. I jumped over 3 cubes only. 3 height. Here, I only jumped over 1 area space. Here. The reason for that, well, my nose is all stuffed up. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 3 is 7. Should I be jumping over like that or not? Because I don't like this. I don't think I should be jumping like that. I should be going 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So the reality is it's 2 and 3 that's in the center. And then when you go from 4, 5, 6, 7, you have 5 and 6 in the center. 5E, 11K. This is your creation. This will end up saying 3C. This will be your red ball and pull. Your 3C, your 11K, 5E. Actually, it's EF if you want. It's EF, 5 and 6. 5 and 6, 11. 11, 11. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3. 11 matches. Same thing. Where am I going with this next? What was I talking about? Yes. Here's a number here, and here's a number here, and here's a number here. So if I go over both these numbers, this area here and this area here is 33. Sort of looks like the clock, digital clock. Very special numbers. One is the gate, one is the birth. The gate don't have you, but the gate goes through you. The spirit goes through you. One went through the gate and into 9. The one spirit came through the gate into 9. 313. Wow. So it is 3, but it's not 3 because it's only 2 numbers, right? It's only 2 numbers. It's 2 numbers and 2 numbers. So they're talking about 5481 equals 135. That's the sun. What this means, okay, is that there are only 2 numbers missing. 2. But there are 3 numbers to connect. Anytime you have a letter or a number, there's an association to our alphabet and to Rubik's Cube, to where Rubik's Cube has 26 areas and a spindle. 26 and 54 colors. 26 areas, 20, sorry. 20 free cubes and 6 spinal cubes. The reason for the 6 spinals, those are the singles. Okay, those are the singles. When you have the 20 cubes, okay, you have 48 colors. You'll have 24 trips, 8 times 3, which is also reflecting the 1 and the 6. You're only true 7, 7 come 11. And when you have the another set of 24 colors, it is going to be 24 colors. It's going to be 3 sets of 8. 3 sets of 8. Hold on a second. 3 sets of. Hold on. The trips is going to be 2 times. Sorry, it's going to be 2 times. Let me see. Trips 24. 2 times 12 equals 24. And this is going to be 12 times, not 12 times 3. It's going to be 3 times 4, 8, 12. Let me think this again. Hold on a second. The corners, there's going to be 8. Okay. And here, yes, 12. And it's going to be 2. Three colors. And this is 2 colors. This is a total of 24. And this would be 2 times 24 equals to 24. 24, 24, and 6, 54 colors on Rubik's, in which 6 are the spindle, which means in between this area, they're going to control this area over here. And it's going to be the DC 55. And it won't be more than 3 away from the wall. You don't want to count the first one, but you're back up against the wall. So you're at 33 now. This is your time clock. This is the clock. This is the time of the pole. This is the time of the ring, 11, 11, 11. 11, 11, 121. 11, 11, totality, 1331. Allah in control of the cube. So there's so many things I probably didn't do in this video. I didn't know it was 2 hours long. I'm having trouble breathing. And I know I forget things, but nobody's asking me anything. So I just want to see if there's anything happening. No, nothing here. And one person watching from YouTube, how you doing? So that's going to be it for the night. Maybe I'll come back later, but I don't think so. I'm still learning. I'm still picking up new things from this. Yes, I didn't finish one thing. I didn't finish the final 36 moons. So when I get to the final moons, 1, 2, 3, the next one tells me about the moon. On the last one, I end up in the moon. How do I create 8? 44 Arius Bates, 4422 in the gateway. So that Pluto gateway, I still have to understand a little bit more. Number 73 creates the cube and Ra. This is Ra because it's 0 around what is the single dot, but now they're going to count the single dot. So it's telling me about both. It's 18, bringing both together. That's the way in fact, I'm not going to say it that way. It brings together 17, 18, and 19. There are 3 of them in the alphabet. Number 1, 2, 3 is A, B, C. Okay. There are 7 of them in the alphabet. There are 3 of these. There are 7 of these. There are 7-1, 7-2, 7-3. There are the total value of A, B, C, total value of A and B equaling to C, 7 and 3, or A, B, C. See, it's AB3, ABC6. That is your standard cycle. So 7, if I wanted to put these all together, it would be 42. So this is your ABC cycle. So how many ABCs? There are 7 of them. 7A, 7B, 7C. So you would get 7, 14, 21. Back to the cube. 7, 5, 3. The sun and the E world. The DNA sun and the E world. Equaling to 42. What is number 42? The gateway. The cube. See, 1 and 4. Here's your 1, and here's your 4. That's the way it has to be done. This 1 goes with 8. This 4 goes with 12. It's telling me about the purple ball, and this one's telling me about that. So I already know it's the moon because when you play darts, that's what you get to the center, 75. 3/4, the DC moon. You get this 3 times. The reason you get this 3 times is because in the French language, they say this separately than all the other numbers. It happens at 17, 18, 19, and then at 60, and then at 90, it's mentioned again in rotation of the sun. And since it's 8 and 1, 1 and 8, again, Ra. And who's in the middle? Chai, 18, inside the rotation of the sun. 89, Hai, or Chai. This says Hai, so it's Chai, 1 and 1 creation. It's in the A world. So this would be 8, 9, 1. The heaven spirit. 8 times 9, 72, and 17. This never shows up. It's 35. This will end up to be 35 plus the 1 chip. 35 plus the 1 chip. I like to count 1 differently. 1 is like the fine line division, where nothing is the half and half on each side of the division. But are you on each side of the division here? And when you're each side of the division here, it's automatically 8. When you play the game of roulette and you put a chip there, they give you 8. I think it works out like a T. Like if I was wrong, I'd probably be just mathematically wrong, and then I'd be totally wrong because it would tell a different story, but it would tell the same story with the numbers that I came up with. So if you have anything to say it now.
It's the end of the video. Just trying to see if anybody's on Facebook. No. So that's okay. Let me see. Art Mr. Tackmans. Let me see if somebody's on the other page. So before I end it, you know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know. If you heard somebody say something and you said that in front of a judge, I heard him say it. Fine. What did they say and where did they hear it from? Was it a creation or what somebody else heard said, but you weren't there? It doesn't matter who says it. If you're not there to see it firsthand and do your own diagnostics, you cannot know. You only can know what somebody else says. This is where the word trust comes in. And the word trust comes in with the word truth because someone must speak the truth. If they do not speak the truth, then how can you trust them? Logically speaking. So no matter what you hear, where you hear it, unless you were there, I've seen TV before. And in TV, I saw Superman and I saw somebody turn into an animal. I want to see it. Otherwise, I don't believe it. Sometimes I'll trust it if it doesn't really change anything because you know what? I'm like Jello. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. An argument is an uncompromised discussion. An irrational, illogical thinking is a person who doesn't look back at what they say and what they do with themselves before they lace out to say anything else in the world to anybody else. Is to understanding the bipolarity. Once you understand the bipolarity and you go overboard, not fine, fine, at least you know the difference. It is very important to know you know the difference. But don't rise your polarity more than 16%. Certain polarities shouldn't move more than 16 or 17%. Let's call it 20-20 polarity. Because after you run that polarity, the cubic world is 3 levels. And if you run, well, you know what? Let's call it 21.5 because that's what Earth's memory is. So 21.5 and 21.5 is a 43. That's perfect. That's DC. So what if you run 21.5 above and below the equator of your balanced polarity, but never more than 43? And you can never touch the ends. So you need a little space. So that would be 42. That would be your gateway of polarity. That would be your center to your center of the balance of your own personal judgment, knowing the difference. And how could you, unless you hear others speak of what you say? Or watch yourself say something, but how can you answer to yourself? It's like, for me, I could up to a point. But then when you're rattled by others over and over and over and over and over, you start to believe that's the way you are. That's why when I go to sources, I like to go to different sources all the time. Always going to different sources. I need a balance to know the difference. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Quebec, there's a reason why it's here. There's a reason why it's here. And it's just so crazy. Because in the end, like in the beginning, thank you for watching this video.